My name is Emily Misk. I am a mortgage broker with the Mortgage Coach, and I am the CEO of Port Credit Mortgages. Today is the day that I will talk to you about qualification. Many of my clients and referral partners, such as real estate agents, lawyers, and even financial planners, are asking me, is it actually harder to apply and qualify for a mortgage today? One of my favorite answers in this industry is it depends. It may be considered harder to qualify right now because the qualifying rate or the stress test is 2% higher than the contract rate that a client will pay. What does that mean exactly? Right now, the contract rate for an existing or new client for a purchase or refinance, even a renewal, is in around the 5.5 range. What that means is if you were to get a mortgage today, your rate would be around 5.5%. Of course, depending on when this recording is watched, that could change, but the idea of the stress test would be the same. Your rate, 5.5, plus 2, 7.5, is what you would then need to qualify at. So although you will not be paying 7.5%, it's important that you are able to qualify at 7.5% in order to meet the stress test. If you were to have checked in about 6 months ago, you would be qualifying at 5.25, which was called the mortgage qualifying rate. That no longer is possible. Everyone is pretty much qualifying at the contract rate plus 2 under the stress test rules. Therefore, it is more challenging today from a mortgage perspective to be approved for more than it was even 6 months ago. If you were to qualify at 2% less, you would be able to qualify more based on your income, your debts, and your overall ability to carry the mortgage. That being said, purchase prices have come down. And when purchase prices come down, the minimum amount of down payment a client is required to pay is less. So if you were to purchase a home for $500,000, you can put as little as 5% down. That same home in February of this year may have been selling for $600,000 or $650,000. What that means is you would have had to put more down payment down 6 months ago than you have to do now. Therefore, clients are able to get into the market with less down payment, and that might be something that someone could say is easier for them. For example, if you have strong income and not too much savings, today might be easier for you to qualify than 6 months ago. In addition to the down payment, your closing costs to close on a purchase, generally speaking, are 1.5% of the purchase price. If you're purchasing today versus in February, for example, your purchase price would be less on that same property. What that means is your 1.5% closing costs would be less today than they would have been in February of 2022. So your down payment is less to get into a property, your closing costs are less to get into a property. So the cost to get into the market is a little bit less than the costs were in 2022 February. Therefore, some people are saying it's easier to qualify and get into a property now. Either way, at the end of the day, it's important that you're comfortable, you're educated, and you're empowered in order to make the right decision for you as to whether or not it's the right time for you to be a home buyer. If you have any questions about becoming a home buyer or today's current market, the rates, or any questions at all to do with financing a home, I'd be happy to answer them. Again, my name is Emily Misk. I own Port Credit Mortgages, and I am a mortgage broker with the Mortgage Coach. I look forward to helping you with your next purchase of your home.